What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and what you should be looking out for the future. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and give you guys my price prediction for tomorrow based off what the charts are showing and based off what the data is suggesting. I'm also going to talk about what on earth is NIO most likely going to do tomorrow because I do anticipate a green day and why I feel that way. I'm going to talk a little bit about the deliveries report that just came out, what's going on in China, and also something that kind of concerns me, not just about China, but for NIO as well, because of something that's out of their control. Now, before I break all of this information down in this video, before I talk about what's going on with the NIO share price, I do have to mention a couple of things real quick. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed up to 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And the best part is you could sell these 12 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some NIO shares for free. It's a limited time offer. For the people that sign up, you will also be entered for a chance to win a free Apple share. Please check it out before they run out. The offer ends in just 2 weeks. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So anyways, NIO is down 5.63% for the day, but it's not NIO's fault whatsoever. I did anticipate a bit of a down day today because I did see NIO closing around like 19 flat, maybe a little lower, and we did end up closing at 18.79. Now, I want to talk about why I still think NIO is going to push up and why this is not at all NIO's fault. Let me show you why NIO was down. So right here, you have to remember a lot of Chinese EV companies tend to run in unison, and they tanked after Li Auto and XPeng had their deliveries reports. Yet, NIO killed it. You heard that properly. XPeng, they were actually down on their reports. Li Auto, they were also down. NIO killed it. They were up. And let me show you the numbers. Li Auto was down 56%. 56%, 51% year over year. And I don't mean to bash them. I'm still very bullish for their long-term future, but they took a big hit. It's the uncomfortable truth. XPeng, they were down 16% compared to July. Only 33% year over year rise. And then NIO, they were up 6% compared to July, and we're seeing an 81.6% year over year rise. 81%. So NIO were up just for the month alone. XPeng and Li Auto and the other competitors tended to be down. Very impressive by NIO. But because this happened to the majority of the competitors, NIO got dragged down in the mess, even though it wasn't their fault. Now, once again, I don't want to bash on anyone, any other companies. I'm very bullish on all of them. I think XPeng is a great company. They have amazing models. So does Li Auto. So does NIO. But I'm particularly bullish on NIO, and I like to focus on them because of what they're doing, their expansion, and other things like that. So when it comes to NIO took a big hit. They got dragged into the mess, but they did get a nice bounce with the SPY. If you look at SPY, very similar setup. SPY gapped down. It got a nice bounce off 390, and that is where we have strong support. And I am anticipating that SPY might actually continue to push a little bit up for tomorrow, and I really think that could be the case after we got this bounce right here. So with that said, that could actually help NIO push up a little bit more. And I do think NIO could actually have a green day for tomorrow because once again, it was not their fault at all. First off, the EVs from China were taking a hit. Also, a lot of Chinese companies may have taken a hit after the news that came out, which I'm going to report a little bit later. But I do think NIO is kind of oversold, at least from a very short-term perspective. If I actually pull up my RSI right over here, you can see they were very oversold into that open. They pushed up a bit. So I do think they have a little bit more room to push up a little bit more. And I really believe that this might actually help them just temporarily. So I want to talk about something else that's important. If we look at the data right here, you could see there tends to be a correlation between SPY and NIO. And right here, the sensitivity is actually going up a bit. Now, when it comes to other metrics, we could see max pain for NIO is at $20 for the week. And what this tends to mean is the market makers like to actually help or push stocks to close around max pain. You can actually ignore all of these like earlier numbers. These could change in an instant, but right now it's at $20. So the market makers may want NIO to close closer to 20, maybe like 19.5, 19.4, around there. So I'm anticipating a somewhat green day for NIO. And when it comes to their deliveries, they did pretty well. 10,677 deliveries in August alone, 81.6% year over year growth. Absolutely fantastic. I will go into more details about the deliveries in a later video, but I want to talk about something else important. So for NIO's share price, I'm anticipating a green day for tomorrow. And I think that SPY is going to push up a little bit more. It actually saw the buyers coming in. We got better volume, nice push up. And I think this will translate itself into other stocks like Tesla and NIO as well. So what I'm anticipating for NIO for tomorrow is this. I think NIO is going to get a nice reaction tomorrow. And we may even get closer to filling the gap that actually formed right here. So I'm anticipating that NIO is going to push up like this into open. It's going to trade kind of sideways around 19. It's going to fight for 19. And we might get a break past into the low 19s, in my honest opinion. And NIO might actually push to about 19.5 around there. It might have trouble to actually break past that. But if it's super bullish, if we get a big push up, it could actually fill the gap tomorrow and get a rejection off that. I don't like to be like super, super, super bullish during times like these, but it is possible. So I'm going to remain more optimistic. So maybe we fill the gap either earlier next week or just for tomorrow, or we just come close. We could go to the high 19s, get a rejection off that, and basically close what I would anticipate to be maybe around the lower 19 range, but a pretty decent green day is what I am anticipating before we do make another move from there. And the reason I feel this way is because SPY, like if you look at the correlation between NIO and SPY crashed. That also contributed to NIO dropping down to $18. Then we got a nice bounce, just like how the SPY did. SPY got a big bounce after it hit $390 a share. So SPY has the potential to push to this. It's already in the 396 range. 396 to 400 is a key zone. I do think the SPY could enter that range tomorrow before getting a rejection and maybe like trading sideways. And I do think this could help NIO push to the 19s. I really believe that. So that is what I'm essentially anticipating. That is what I think is going to play out. And I'm more bullish than bearish for tomorrow. Now, please note there are external things in the market that I can't account for, such as something that involves war or a lockdown that's unexpected. So sometimes these predictions could change in an instant. Sometimes the numbers could change in an instant because of news. As of right now, this is what I think is going to happen to NIO. I want to talk about something else that's actually concerning to me. All right, because I like to be as transparent and honest as possible. I'm bullish for NIO's long term. For the short term, I'm a little bit apprehensive. I'm kind of nervous about something. That's because of this right here. In China, it has been reported that an area known as Chengdu, I apologize if I said that wrong, they've locked down 21.2 million people. That's insane. It happened in such a fast period of time because they have these very strict zero virus policies. And I reported earlier that we were seeing lockdowns in this region right here. I know it's a little bit hard to see where this Haibai region is. A little bit higher up here, we had some lockdowns. Millions of people got locked down, kind of close to Beijing, not necessarily in Beijing, but like right around here. That was the first thing that happened. And remember, Shanghai is like right here. So NIO's factories are like close to this region. So right here, we got some lockdowns. And now, check this out. Over 20 million people got locked down in this city right here, Chengdu. It's right here, 20 plus million people all around here. And Shanghai is, once again, right here. NIO's factories tend to be like around this area. So I'm a little bit concerned that if the virus does spread, first off, we want the best for everyday people who have good intentions. They want the best for others, right? I want the best for all people. Additionally, during times like this, it's going to be tough. The government obviously has its own uh, different ideas, different strategies that they use. And additionally, what I want to talk about, guys, is if it spreads to Shanghai, it could lead to more lockdowns, and that could really affect NIO's deliveries. It could affect Tesla's deliveries. It's not NIO's fault. It's just something you guys need to know because this is just their strategy when it comes to dealing with these problems. And we can actually look at NIO's Twitter page. Let me just show you guys this right here. In a new tab, let me look at this. Look at what happened to their numbers during those lockdowns. We saw these big decreases just like this, huge decreases. And obviously, February is a down month because of Lunar New Year. So, right here, NIO was doing well for March, then April, May came, and look at this big drop. They actually got a huge hit in April because of the lockdowns and also supply chain constraints simultaneously. Not NIO's fault, right? It's external things. Look at that. So I want to put it out there that that's something that's worth noting, something to be keeping in your mind, and something to be prepared for. Because it's not NIO's fault, it's not Tesla's fault, it's no one's fault that things like this happen. It's a part of life, it's a part of policies. No hate to anyone. I like to spread peace and love. So that's essentially what I want to share with you guys, and I want you guys to be prepared for this. As of right now, this is not affecting Shanghai, but I'm seeing it unfold more and more, and there's a possibility it may. It may. So be prepared for anything. As of right now, Shanghai is fine. NIO's deliveries do not seem to be affected too much, and alternative situations and circumstances in the economies could affect NIO's deliveries. But so far, they've done pretty well. They've powered through. So I'm excited. I'm bullish. And for the long term, I'm extremely, extremely bullish. And this is essentially what my short term prediction is. With that said, thank you all so much for listening. Please have an absolutely fantastic rest of the day. And I'll definitely see you guys in the next video. The short term is capricious, it's unpredictable, but the long term, for the next upcoming years, I'm super bullish for NIO still. I see them spreading to many countries. I see them developing new technologies. It's going to be bright and brilliant. With that said and done, thank you all so much for listening. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon because the long term future is bright, and peace out.